You want to know why you're really stuck? Look, it's not because you're not working hard enough. It's not because you don't quite know what to do right now. And it's definitely not because the universe is against you or just your luck. You're stuck because you're trying to bring new things into your life that's already full of a bunch of old shit. And until you understand what I'm about to share with you in this video, you're going to constantly spin your wheels and keep wondering why nothing is changing in your life. You see, most people are trying to manifest abundance or new and better things while mentally replaying their past failures or being stuck with one foot in the past. They're trying to attract a healthy relationship while still carrying resentment from their ex, and they're trying to build confidence while still mentally beating themselves up for the mistakes they made years ago. They're asking for more, they're asking for new, they're asking for better, but they haven't created any fucking space for any of that to even show up. Bob Proctor said it perfectly. You have to create space for the good that you desire. But if you're still holding on to old experiences, old pain, old failures, old grudges, old identities, and old people, even old objects like material shit, you don't even realize you're completely fucking yourself by not letting those things go, by refusing to let them go. Hey family, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Chris. I made my first million in business by the time I was 25, and now I'm documenting my journey and what it really takes to earn $1 million per year doing what you love, as well as manifesting your dream life. So if you're ready to get out of your own way and start winning at the level you know you're capable of, be sure to subscribe. So to make today's topic really easy to understand, I want you to think of your life like it's a container, right? So it has a certain capacity. Your mind, your body, your energy, and your physical environment, they all have a finite capacity at any given moment. And if this container, the container of your life, is already full of old trauma, old beliefs, old emotional baggage, old resentments, old patterns, and old items from your past, where the hell is anything new supposed to go? How do you expect to attract anything new into your life with all the old shit filling your container? You can't pour clean water into a cup that's full of dirty water and expect it to somehow be clean. You have to dump out the dirty water first. But most people, they're walking around with their container, their life, completely full of old shit, whether it's internally or externally. And then they're wondering, why isn't my life changing? Why do I keep attracting the same type of toxic relationships? Why do I keep sabotaging myself when things start going right? Why am I not making the money that I want to make? Why am I not experiencing the experiences I want to have? Why do I not have the material shit that I want in my life? Because you haven't actually let go of anything, or as Bob Proctor said, made space for the good that you desire. You're just piling new desires on top of a bunch of old shit, old trauma, old experiences, old people, old things, and then wondering why you're not getting what you want. And Bob Proctor understood this principle so deeply. And what he taught is that you cannot receive what you desire until you create space for it, mentally, emotionally, physically, and energetically. And creating that space means you need to let go of what no longer serves you. So I want to tell you, here's what most people don't understand about trauma and past experiences or old things they're holding on to energetically. They don't just live in your memory, they live in your body. They live in your nervous system. They live in your energetic field. And when something painful or traumatic happens to you, your entire being stores that experience as energy. And unless you consciously try to process and release this energy, it stays trapped inside of you and around you. And then it shows up as simple things like even tension in your shoulders, tightness in your chest, anxiety in your gut. Maybe you have insomnia at night or unexplained anger and sadness. Maybe you, like a lot of people I work with, have tons of self-sabotaging behaviors. Or you continue to repeat the same patterns over and over and over again in your life. And you might consciously think to yourself, oh, I'm over it. Or be like, oh, I'm past it. Like that was years ago. It doesn't really affect me anymore. But here's the thing. Logically, you may have come to terms with your past and your past experiences. Maybe. But your subconscious mind and your body, your entire being, is still carrying all that shit. And this is what is very important for you to understand. This unprocessed energy doesn't just lie dormant. It actively blocks you from receiving all the good that you desire, the money, the happiness, etc. Because it's like trying to download files onto a hard drive that's already at capacity. It's already completely full. There's no space. The system, or you, your being, your life, cannot accept this new information because there's no space for it. And what happens also is that you then begin to broadcast an energetic signal out to the universe, to the ether, into your reality. And that energetic signal is based on all of the old shit. And so it says, I'm still hurt from my last relationship. So please attract people to me who will hurt me. I'm still angry about how I was treated in the past. So please attract situations to me that make me triggered. Oh, I'm ashamed of my past failures. So please give me more of those. Oh, I'm still butthurt about my financial problems from the past. So guess what? What are you going to attract? Situations where you lose even more money. Everywhere you go, there you are. Your external reality is simply a mirror reflecting you back to yourself. The external only reflects the internal back to you. Your internal state is what is shown to you in your external circumstances. And if your internal state, as we talked about, is full of a bunch of unprocessed pain, unresolved trauma, old limiting beliefs, or even your physical space is cluttered with old shit, what do you think your external reality is going to continue to show you? So this is the part that most people need to hear, and maybe you need to hear. Stop getting mad at the mirror. Stop getting mad at life. Stop getting mad at reality, so to speak. The mirror is just showing you to yourself. If you don't like what you see in the reflection of the mirror isn't to blame. You can't just blame the mirror or smash the mirror or try to cover up the mirror or do whatever you can to avoid it. The answer is to change what's being reflected based on what you are projecting. Bob Proctor liked to say that most people are in a prison of their own design. And the thing is, you can't escape a prison unless you know you're in one, because you are the only one that's holding the key to your own freedom. But instead of using that key to unlock the door and walk out, you're sitting in the cell complaining about how unfair it is that you're locked up. Very ironic. Nobody is doing this to you but yourself. Life isn't doing this to you. The universe isn't punishing you. You're doing it to yourself. Again, by refusing to let go of all the old shit that's in your container, in your being and in your life, that's keeping you trapped. And I get it. Letting go is scary. Processing past trauma is so fucking uncomfortable. Facing your past is painful. You got to pull those skeletons out of your closet and take a look at them, and it's not fun. But you know what's more painful? Staying stuck for the rest of your life because you were too afraid to do the internal work that was needed or to let go of the external shit so you could actually get what you want in life. And every day that you hold on to the past is just another day that you are not going to get or live in your future, your ideal, your vision. Every moment you spend replaying old hurt is a moment you could be creating something new and instead are attracting the old experiences all over again. You have to get to a point where your vision for your life becomes more important than your attachment to the past. It has to be so compelling that you're willing to do the work to change the reflection so you can get different results in your reality. And by the way, if you'd like help with this process with letting go of the past and creating a new reality, you can check out my free community in the description where I teach identity shifting and other things about manifestation. Or if you'd like, you can consider working with me where I'll help you to process your past and shift your identity so you can stop self-sabotage and start earning $10,000 to $100,000 a month doing what you love, all for less than the cost of a cup of coffee per day. Links are in the description. Now I want to share a really powerful truth with you that's going to set you free. Processing your past isn't about healing. It's the bridge that takes you across the gap from where you are now to where you want to be. And that's why most people stay stuck. They see the gap, but they don't know how to build a bridge. And you can't get your ideal life where you want to go by carrying all the baggage from your old life. You have to set it down. Think about it. If you were moving into a beautiful new home, would you pack up all your old broken furniture, your trash, and everything that doesn't serve you anymore just to bring it into this new place? No, probably not. You'd be going through old clothes. Get rid of those. Let's get some new furniture. Let's spice things up. You want to keep maybe what's valuable and what serves you, but you're going to leave all the rest behind. And that's exactly what you need to do with your internal world if you want to build the bridge from where you are now to where you want to be. So I want to teach you exactly how to do this and make it so stupidly simple you can't lose. And step one is to create a compelling vision. So let's talk about creating a compelling vision. You need to create a vision for your future, for yourself and your life, that's so compelling that you'd be willing to face your past or do anything to get there. And most people don't let go of the past because they don't have a strong enough reason to. They're comfortable even if it's killing them. Their vision is weak or it's vague. It's like, oh, I want to be happy or I want more money. Everybody wants that. Barely anybody gets it. This is why. It's not compelling enough to make you do the uncomfortable work of processing your past trauma and letting go of shit so you can actually get what you want. You need a vision that excites you and even scares you a little bit, like big and audacious, that makes you think, holy shit, if that was my life, I would do whatever it takes to get there. So get specific. And to create a vision, you can ask yourself questions like, What would my ideal day in the future look like? Who am I surrounded by? How do I feel when I wake up and go about my day? What kind of impact am I making in the world? What does success look and feel like to me? What kind of materialistic shit am I surrounded by? What kind of experiences am I having? You want to really start asking yourself these bigger questions and you're going to get bigger answers. And to make this a bit more understandable, I'll share a bit about my vision personally. I work around 5 hours per day. I'm earning $100,000 per month doing what I love. I live at my wellness and retreat center called The Sanctuary, where I transform thousands of lives every single year at my in-person events and retreats, all while loving my absolutely bitchin' Mercedes C63S that's in my driveway. I'm experiencing the best life has to offer with my partner Aubrey and my son John. I have millions of followers and subscribers, and I'm so fucking jacked and happy. It's mind-boggling how much of an animal I am. I'm strong as fuck, big as fuck. I look, fuck, and perform and feel like a superhuman. Okay, that was a little bit crazy, but that's a small glimpse into my future and what I'm building right now. Now it's your turn. Write everything that comes up down in such vivid detail so that you can see it, feel it, touch it, taste it, and hear it in your mind. Because until you create a clear mental picture of where you want to go and then do the work we talked about to actually build the bridge to get there, you're going to stay stuck. This vision becomes your North Star that helps you to build the bridge from where you are now to where you want to go and be willing to do whatever it takes, which is the internal work to let go of your current reality you don't like and step into the one that you absolutely love. So once you've created a vision, step 2, you got to do shadow work. The reason you got to do shadow work is because as you start to move towards your vision, something interesting is going to happen. All of your old patterns, fears, unprocessed emotions, and everything else that's not in alignment with where you're going are going to start coming to the surface. Most people run from this. They think that something's wrong or they're doing something wrong when this resistance shows up. But in fact, this is actually a great sign. It means you're getting close to breaking through. And when the going gets tough, you got to double down. So your job is to do shadow work so you can actively face what's coming up and becoming conscious to you instead of avoiding it. And here's a few simple tips to start doing some shadow work. First is write about it. So I have a journal. I love journaling about emotions, memories, and patterns that are surfacing. And the trick is to not judge them, just acknowledge, observe, and document them. And once that happens, then you can begin to feel it. Allow yourself to actually feel the emotions that are coming up instead of just numbing or distracting yourself. You want to sit with the discomfort because as you do, you're going to process it. And that's the next step. Ask yourself as you process it, what is this teaching me? What am I holding on to? What am I afraid will happen if I let this thing go? And once you get to that point, then you can actually release it. Once you've wrote it down, you felt it, you begin to process it, you can consciously release it. And then you can go through something like visualization or breath work, or just simply feeling the emotions to let this go. And the cool thing is this is active shadow work. You're not waiting for healing to just magically happen. You're actively excavating the old shit out of you so you can actually make this happen. It's like what Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. This is shadow work, making the unconscious conscious. As things come up, bringing them to the light so you can heal and transform them and free yourself. You created a compelling vision. You're doing the shadow work as you take steps towards it. And now that leads us to step 3. Step 3 is to shock your system. From my experience, sometimes these old patterns and emotions and other things are so deeply embedded in us that we need something more powerful to just break through them and bring them to the surface. And this is where transformational practices that I personally use come into play. One of them, breath work. This is one of the most powerful tools for deep healing, transformation, and breakthrough. You're doing deep intentional breathing, and as you do that, it brings up stored emotions and old trauma from your body that you can process in a way that talk therapy never would allow you to. In my Higher Self group, you can learn about this in the description. We do transformational breathwork sessions once a month as a community, specifically designed to help you clear whatever's blocking you from your next level of success and abundance. In addition to breathwork, some people, myself included, have also used things like plant medicine. And plant medicine experiences, when done in a very safe and intentional setting, is probably the most powerful thing you could do to break through your old subconscious patterns and to heal and transform the emotions and trauma that are stuck inside of you. For me, when I combined plant medicine with breathwork, that was the most effective combo for me than anything I've ever tried. When I first drank ayahuasca and also experienced a powerful breathwork experience, my life damn near changed overnight. I've never been the same. Things have never been better. And I'm not saying that everyone needs to do exactly what I did, but if you've been doing the work, you've been trying hard, and you still feel like you're hitting the same wall, sometimes you need a more profound intervention or, pack a punch to create a breakthrough. But I want to just make this clear. The key is approaching these tools with the right intention and in the right container, like the space you actually do it in, not as an escape like a lot of people use them for, but as a true catalyst for transformation and healing. So now, created a compelling vision. We're doing the shadow work. We shocked our system with something like breathwork or plant medicine to speed things up a bit. That leads us to step 4. And step 4 is reprogram your subconscious. As you're doing this internal and external work, you'll begin to clear out all the old subconscious programming that doesn't serve you, which means you also need to simultaneously be installing the programming that does serve you in this process. And this is where practices like guided meditations or hypnosis, for example, comes into play. Your subconscious mind is like a computer. If you delete old software but don't install new software, well, the system may not work exactly as you intended it to. You need to actively reprogram your subconscious with new beliefs, new patterns, and new instructions for you to act and behave in a new way. This is why I created a 30-day guided money magnet meditation challenge, which you can access by joining my free community in the description, all to help you reprogram your subconscious to be more positive, productive, powerful, abundant, and aligned with what you actually want to create. So as you create space by letting shit go and then filling that space that you've created with more positive programming, things are going to begin to change like magically. It's crazy shit. This combination of clearing out the old while installing the new is what creates lasting transformation and allows you to actually build this bridge to get what you want. But here's the thing about these processes. I just want to be clear. They're not comfortable. They're not easy necessarily. And you might not get the pat on the back from the world that you'd hope. But it fucking works, okay? When you actually do the work of letting go, when you face your past trauma, process your pain, and release everything around you and in you that does not serve you, you create the energetic and psychological space for something new. And I'd even add the physical space. When you get rid of old clothes and old items and shit, it does a lot to call in the new. I've heard a saying that nature abhors a vacuum. When you create space, your life or reality will rush to fill it with new experiences, new people, new opportunities, new material shift to match your new internal state. But first, you have to be willing to let go. You can't keep one foot in the past while trying to take a step into their future. I've heard it said you can't sit in 2 chairs at once. Pick a fucking chair. You have to fully release what was to make room for what you want to be. So just, again, if you're stuck right now, the solution isn't necessarily to work harder or try more strategies or just do more affirmations each day, because that shit's like cherries on top, right? The real work, the real meat and potatoes, so to speak, is to create space by letting go of the old shit you're still carrying. And in order to do that, you have to have a clear vision and then start to take steps towards it. I think it was Jesus that said, you can't pour new wine into old wineskins. You have to create new space, or in other words, a new container for all the things that you desire. Stop trying or stop asking for more while refusing to release what you already have or have had. Stop being mad at the mirror when you're the one choosing what it reflects back to you. Your past isn't and doesn't have to be your future, but if you don't consciously let it go, it will be. Create a compelling vision for the future. Build the bridge to that vision by doing the shadow work, shocking your system, and reprogramming your subconscious mind. And of course, taking plain old inspired action, which is required. And most importantly, be willing to release along the way what no longer serves you to make room for what will. Be sure to comment your takeaways down below. Subscribe if you found this video interesting and valuable. Join my free community for identity shifting in the description. Or if you're an entrepreneur, creator, or salesperson, you can work with me. I'll teach you and hold your hand through processing your past, shifting your identity, so you can stop self-sabotaging and start earning $10,000 to $100,000 or more per month doing what you love. And the best part is it's all for less than the cost of a cup of coffee per day. Again, links are in the description. Your future is waiting for you, but first you have to be willing to let go of what's been weighing you down and stopping you from having that future in the first place. All right, family, much love, and I will see you in the next one.